You want to see the coolest sketching pens in the world? They're right in here. I've already filmed this twice, that's why it's open. That's why these are open. Hey guys, welcome to the Vodkast. This is your weekly Geekly for the week. I filmed one yesterday and I'll talk a little bit about it today here on Weekly Geekly. Do I have enough light? Okay, so I'm going to get right to the point because I've done this a few times. These are Pentel Slicci pens. They're .25 and they're fantastic for sketching. I didn't get to the point where I actually got them out of the package, but I love sketching. I love sketching with pens. The problem with pens, especially like ballpoint pens, is they're very permanent. So there's not much you can do after it's on there unless you're going to go into Photoshop and clean it all up afterwards. These are just, they're such a fine line, it almost adds to your style. Like whatever your style is, like suddenly you're working on this microscopic level. Like let me show you. So that is these lines here. It's just, it's super fine. I wish I could better represent this for you on something physical, but these, and also this is really cool too. Carol got me this for my birthday several years ago. Designed for arrangement. And so what it is you got your pens and stuff here. Hi Grayson.
Hi. And
you can turn the page, and you got your other doodads and snuffles and whatnots for you on the go. Anywho, there's another, a high-tech C also makes a .3, which isn't quite as fine as the .25 of the Slicci. Both great pens. So if you're in the market for a really good sketching pen, I highly recommend the Slicci or the high-tech C. These are just a little bit finer, almost too fine. Child's Play is being rebooted, and the only saving grace for me at this point is that Mark Hamill is doing the voice of Charles Lee Ray. If Charles Lee Ray even exists in this movie, I'm sure he's like a programmer or a hacker that gets into the dolls and turns them all crazy and evil. It's, you know, you can't omit Charles Lee Ray from the Child's Play whole world of, what do you call it, franchise, even if you are rebooting it, or at least I don't think you can. Child's Play has always been, and I've said this before, the franchise of horror movies for me. It was the one I always loved the most. I remember my cousin Melissa brought me when I was 10 years old to go see that. No, I was 13. It was 1988, and there were two scenes that always stuck out to me. The first comes right after the second. The first one that always stuck out with me was there's an old couple going... No, Chucky's going down on the elevator. There's an old couple that gets on at some point, and when they get off, the door's shut, and the woman says, "What an ugly doll." And it always just struck me right. The tone and the way it came across was Chucky replies, "Fuck you." And like just... It was so comical at the time when I was 13, and hearing a doll swear was crazy. Which leads me to my second, or probably my first favorite scene in the movie is where Andy's mom has turned the doll over, opened up the battery compartment, and there's no batteries in there, and the head spins around, and just like, "Hi, I'm Chucky, want to play?" So she drops it, rolls underneath the sofa, and so finally she's like, "Fine, if you won't talk to me, I'll make you talk to me." And she starts a fire in the fireplace, and she grabs the doll, and she says, "Talk to me, damn it, or I'll throw you in the fire." And Chucky looks at her, and for the first time in the movie, its expression goes from the doll to that just living creature, and it's just like, "You stupid bitch, you filthy slut, I'll teach you to fuck with me." And I remember being like, "Oh, I'm glad my mother's not sitting next to me in the theater." Anywho, it was just, it was remarkable, and it was the only thing I could come up with to talk about for Weekly Geekly this week. If you guys got some topics you want me to talk about, I don't care if it's sci-fi, it could be fantasy, it could be video games, it could be tech, I don't care. And yeah, it's been a slow week in the world of geek. There was those little Spider-Man announcements, the 4, 3, 2, 1, that counted down. People thought it might be Tobey Maguire. They're doing a 4th movie. Some people thought it was a continuation. I don't know. There was a lot of rumors. Marvel seems to have debunked a lot of them, but generally, you know, I mean, it's going to be a letdown, I think. If it's just a comic, then us who don't read comics anymore, or rarely read comics, you've lost that whole audience, and you've kind of teased them into something that they'll never get to enjoy. Fucking Marvel. Actually, I can't complain about Marvel. I like everything Marvel's done over the last 10 years, at least in the world of movies, and I can't wait to see what they do over the next 10 years. I guess there's a Marvel theme park opening up for Disney. I hadn't heard about that, but I knew it was only a matter of time before they did. If they're going to do Star Wars, they invest $4 billion to acquire Lucasfilm, and they invest, what, 76 billion to acquire... Oh, no, that was Fox. Disney paid $4 billion for Lucasfilm, and then they went and turned around and paid, what was it, 72 or 76 billion for Fox. I don't know how much the Marvel sale was, but if you're investing $4 billion into Lucasfilm, and I know it was more for Marvel, then you're gonna create a theme park, and you're gonna merch that thing, you're gonna market that thing, and you're gonna squeeze it for every penny you can to make up. If you're spending $76 billion on anything. Thank you guys for checking us out. If any other geekery pops up this week, I will hop up on here. I didn't mean to say that Nightly Nerdly wasn't going to be a nightly show. Like, if tomorrow they announce who's going to play Wolverine in the next new, Marvel Cinematic Universe, I will be on here. We'll be talking about it. It's as they come, and it's just been a little light on the geekery. So thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you guys a little bit further on down the road in the next episode of Weekly Geekery, brought to you by the Vodkast. Take care, friends. I'll see you later.